What is going on, Taurus? It's Chris Anthony coming at you guys live and direct once again. And this is going to be your general reading for the month of February. Now, Taurus, I know that this reading is extremely late. And I have been late with most of my readings for this month, only because I got kind of sick at the beginning of the month. But I feel way better now. Definitely recovered all the way. So I want to jump right in with Taurus and see what your energies are feeling like. You know, and what's happening with you for the rest of the month. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so it may not resonate with everybody. If it does resonate, though, do me a favor, like, share, subscribe, comment, all those things that let me know that you're watching the channel and it helps you out in some type of way. I also want to say, Taurus, I definitely thank you guys for the way you like and subscribe and comment. I like all your comments. I definitely read them all, try to respond to all of them, but appreciate the love, Taurus. For those of you guys who this doesn't resonate for, just check out one of my previous videos for Taurus or one of the future ones that will be coming up either later on this month or next month. All right, so this is going to be your present energy right here, Taurus. And then after that, we're hopping into your futuristic energies, and that's going to be closing out February and maybe going into March over there. All right, so starting off, you have the King of Pentacles. So King of Pentacles energy, I feel like you guys are taking on this energy. This is representing you. You know, you guys are earth signs, and that's what the King of Pentacles represents. So it represents, I think this is representing the energy that you're in. Coming into the month of February, you just have like a stableness about yourself. You know, the King of Pentacles is stability, longevity, and it also talks about material wealth. You know, so even if some of you guys may not be in the position financially that you actually want to be in right now or that you envision for yourself, I feel like you're taking on the energy that will attract that into your life. You know, a lot of times before we get where we actually want to be financially, like having everything that we want in our life, like all the I's dotted and all the T's crossed, we have to first get into that energy to attract it. So you have to kind of feel like you're in that position even though you're not there. And I feel like some of you guys are kind of recognizing that, and you're taking on a certain energy of contentment. You know, kind of like you're content with what it is that you do have, and you being content with that and feeling like taking on an energy of gratitude, being, you know, having gratitude for what you do have in your life. That's going to start attracting more things into your life because, you know, I think for a while we've been talking about this 10 of Wands for you guys, talking about a cycle that you were in that just, it's been kind of rough, you know. Like where you have been having to learn all these lessons, you have all these burdens on your shoulder, nothing is going right in, you know, you're in your exterior surroundings. For some of you guys, it could feel like this picture looks with the 10 of Wands. You know, like you're not clothed, this person is not secure, this person does not have the stability that the King of Pentacles has. You know, definitely worried, definitely afraid, like the way you would feel if you were outside with no clothes on, right? And you didn't have anywhere to go to get clothes and to get shelter. This is the feeling of the 10 of Pentacles or the 10 of Wands, right? But let's say even if some of you guys are symbolically in that situation inside of your exterior world, you know, in so many words, symbolically, let's say you have the burdens and you're feeling the burdens and you've been in this cycle for a while and you're like, when is this ever going to end? I think that you're getting to a point now because you have the 10 and this cycle is completing for you. You get into a cycle where you already feel the next cycle upon you. Like, you know, you're already taking the energy on of the next cycle that's coming for you. And that is a cycle of abundance. You know, a cycle where you will have the stability, you will have the material wealth to be able to share with other people, to be able to, you know, be a support system within your family, within your friends, within your network. This is what the King of Pentacles is. And so even if you don't have everything lining up for you financially like you would want it to be at this very moment, at this time, you're kind of tapping into this extreme law of attraction to where it's kind of like you don't feel like the way your life looks. Because maybe for some of you guys, like I said, your life could look like the 10 of Wands, where everything is just like burdensome and you're getting closer and closer to the finish line, and you can smell it. Like you see the light at the end of the tunnel. And so it's kind of like you're mastering the struggle. You're mastering the storm to kind of like you're becoming the struggle so much that you don't even feel the struggle. You know, you're feeling like the King of Pentacles right now. Like even if you don't have everything, it's kind of like your energy is not reflecting that. You know, your energy is reflecting you having everything, which is what is going to be the thing that will attract everything into your life. If you follow where I'm going, right? It's kind of like you don't feel like what's happening around you, right? You're not allowing your external circumstance to determine how you feel energetically, how you feel emotionally, how you view yourself. You're separating, you know, your self-worth, your self-value. You're separating that away from what's happening with you externally, you know? And that is the energy you're supposed to be in. And this is why this is a great card to be in the crowning of your reading, starting off your reading. Because I could feel that some of you Tauruses are kind of just like taking on that powerful energy that you're supposed to be in, that strong stance, that self-worth, that self-value. You view yourself highly, the way that you're supposed to view yourself. And it doesn't even matter what you're going through in your external world. It doesn't have anything to do with who you are as a person. You know that internally. And this is what's going to be wrapping up this old cycle for you. You know, you realizing that it doesn't matter what's happening around you. It doesn't matter what's falling apart, what, you know, is weighing you down and having you stressed out. It has nothing to do with who you are as a person. It has nothing to do with your value. You know, the car that you drive has nothing to do with who you actually are as a person and your self-worth and your self-value and your self-image, the way you see yourself. Because the way you see yourself, Taurus, is the King of Pentacles. Like, you know that you have the ability to have everything in your life that you're supposed to have. You have the ability to attract finances and attract wealth and to have stability and to be a support system and to be that person that people goes to borrow money. You have the ability to do that. So even if you're not in that place right now, you know, that you know you're supposed to be in, it doesn't deter you from knowing who you are. Let's keep it moving. Right under that, you have the Page of Pentacles. So the page could represent an offer that's coming in that's could be surrounding your finances. This usually has to do with some type of job offer that could come in, you know, or some type of business venture or business idea, or someone wanting to partner up with you when it comes down to finances, right? Or this could just be how, you know, a new beginning that you're seeing for yourself financially. You know, a lot of times this is the vision that you have or the vision that you get of the blueprint, you know, as to how you're going to build yourself up financially, how you're going to build your streams of income or your finances or your, you know, material wealth. And so you are probably in that thinking because you're taking on this King of Pentacles energy, and the King of Pentacles is somebody who is very good at, you know, maintaining wealth and getting ideas for bringing wealth into their life. So at this moment, you could be starting to get those ideas. You know, I see your imagination could start, you know, to turn during this month in February. It could be something about the energies of this month that's just kind of like giving you your bright ideas, or is giving you some direction on where you should go to, you know, get more money or to get that material wealth. You know, or it could just be the ideas that you're getting, like, as a blueprint for your life. Like, this is what I need to start building. This is what I need to start investing in. These are the people that I need to be around. This is the field that I have, that I need to get an expertise in, right? So that could be coming into you, and it could be a cause for celebration. You know, the Three of Cups is here, and it's talking about, you know, it is clarifying the Page of Pentacles. So with a new idea or the new offer that could be coming in, you know, financially, it could be making you want to celebrate a little bit, celebrate the fact that you have some type of new beginning coming your way, or you have someone wanting to offer you something, you know, financially. So I feel that some of you guys could be just in a celebratory mode, you know, if you have that new offer coming your way. if you have that new job or new career or just new idea that kind of inspires you to invest in something or invest in yourself or whatever it is, it's kind of like you're in a celebratory mode about it. You feel good about it, like, yes, this is what I was looking for. This is the new beginning that I kind of felt was coming for me, right? And so that could be happening. One second. Okay, sorry about that. Right, so that could be coming into your world in the month of February. Right, for some of you other people, this could represent, like our tarot card readers always say, a third party situation, right? You could be, some of you guys could be like offered that maybe. I feel like this could be like a proposal that could be coming in from somebody who wants you to kind of like participate in a third party situation, or, they know that they're with somebody else, but they still want to make an offer to you, and that's why it's a Page of Pentacles. Like, if this has to do with love, a page being offered is not like somebody offering you a King of Pentacles or Ace of Pentacles, right? It's very small, it's very petty, it's very low vibration, especially if they're kind of wanting you to be involved in a third-party situation, or they're wanting you to kind of like be their side piece. That's what I'm feeling with some of you. Somebody could just be like, well, yeah, I know that I'm in a relationship, but I like you. Like, I like you so much. Like, maybe you could just be on the side. Maybe we could just be friends, blah, blah, blah. That could be being offered to some of you guys this month, if this doesn't have to do with finances, right? But I definitely feel a overall financial mindset that most of you Tauruses have. But this is a general reading, so it's a couple of things that's going on here. Moving right along, we had the Four of Swords here. So Four of Swords represents retreat. It represents renewal, rejuvenation. You getting some rest. So maybe you could be just rejuvenating, resting in the month of February, feeling the need to kind of like take a break a little bit. But this card also represents kind of like brainstorming, when you actually get to a place of retreat and a place of rest, and you're getting some R&R and just kind of like kicking back. That's a lot of times where great ideas do come your way, where you get out of the hustle and bustle of everyday life. And then your mind gets the time to kind of like think about other things. This is when like ideas pop into your head. You may, during this time in this month, you could be kind of like seeing some visions about your life, or just gaining new perspective, because you're taking the time to just slow it down a little bit, slow down the pace of your life, and look at things from a different point of view. Right now, you could also be kind of like wanting to rest from some type of argument with somebody. The Five of Swords here usually represents kind of like an argument, a battle, where nobody really wins. It's kind of like a lose-lose situation. And maybe you could have been involved in something like that, or something like that could be coming up for you in February, where you kind of get in an argument, or you get into some type of duel with somebody or a group of people, and nobody usually walks away winning from this. Even though one person feels like they're the winner, they really lose at the end of the day. So maybe the advice here could just be to kind of like retreat away from that type of energy. Petty arguments, low vibrational people who want to kind of like get over on you or do underhanded type things. That's what the Five of Swords a lot of times represents. Maybe something like that could have happened to you in the past, right? And you kind of feel yourself wanting to rejuvenate from that type of energy, just pull away from those type of people that kind of bring you down to that low vibrational energy. And maybe during this time when you're pulling back and pulling your energy back into yourself, you're kind of like not surrounding yourself by all those petty type of people. This is when you start to get ideas for different things, that Page of Pentacles. Whatever is going to lead you to having that King of Pentacles type lifestyle. During this month, you're going to get some ideas in it, maybe while you're resting, while you're pulling away from, the people, let's say, you usually hang around from or hang around with, but maybe they're not the most highest vibrational people. And you kind of know it, but maybe you just hang around them just to hang around with them. I see you kind of like just retreating a little bit. And some of these people could just be like your family, the people that are just around just because they are around. Like they're part of your family. But I see you kind of like pulling back a little bit and just wanting to be off to yourself. Like some of you I see just like in your room. You're staying in your room. Let's say if you're in a house where a lot of people are, and it's always kind of like a noisy house. People are always kind of like coming in and out and just always around and always wanting to talk to you and let you know about what's happening today, or spill the tea or the drama or whatever. You're wanting to just kind of pull yourself all the way back. And some people may just be asking you like, why are you just staying in your room? Like, you're usually out here with us. I'm seeing that for some of you guys. So I don't know if that's going to go with everybody, but yeah, you're choosing to kind of like just be to yourself a little bit this month, because you're getting your ideas from the universe. It's kind of like your subconscious wants to talk to you a little bit, and you're going to have to get into a place of being quiet in order to get these ideas. And it's going to be about your blueprint, like how you can add on to the blueprint for your life, how you can even come up with a blueprint if you never had one before. That's going to be leading you to where you need to be financially, where you want to be. All right. So yeah, some of you guys are taking on that Queen of Swords energy because it's bringing you that stability that you need. Is bringing you that level of temperance and balance. So with some people in your life, you could be kind of like, taking on that Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is very direct. She's very detached. She's very cold. Right? So she really doesn't deal with too many people because she's been through so much. She's seen so much. She has so much experience. She gets straight to the point. She doesn't beat around the bush. And energetically, this is how I kind of feel you guys are when it comes down to certain people this month. Certain people that like I said, are just on a lower vibration. You're choosing to kind of separate from and just not be around. And you're kind of like telling them exactly how it is. Like, look, I'm not up for it this month. I'm not in the mood. I don't want to be around you right now. You're messing up my balance. You're messing up my temperance. You're messing up the way that, I balance myself out and I balance my energies out, right? So you are going to start taking on that Queen of Swords energy, because I feel like you're protecting your energy right now because you have some things to think about. Energetically, it's a shift that's occurring with some of you Tauruses, and it's within your material world. And before you get to the actual, before you get to the material wealth that you can actually touch, right? And the tangible things, you have to make that shift first within your energetically. Internally, you have to make that shift. And I feel like that shift is occurring for you guys. And you're starting to see that some people you have to kind of cut out of your life because they're trying to keep you from making that shift, right? You know how it goes. It's like kind of like the crab in a bucket thing. You are leveling up, Taurus. You are kind of going to another place energetically that's going to be for your longevity, that you're going to be able to see the fruits of it later on down the line. But at this very moment, it's kind of like you're having to maybe cut some people out, or at least make some distance between some people and yourself in order to take on this level of balance and temperance, right? So yeah, you'll see that kind of unfold for you for the rest of the month. And then now for other of you guys, this is the other story that I was seeing in the spread. The other story could be that you have an air sign and a water sign kind of like around you right now. And both of them have like a queen energy, right? And so for some of you guys, you could be having somebody wanting to offer you something like a Queen of Swords, somebody who's very logical. Let's say if this has to do with love, right? Because we are in the month of love, February. So you could have an air sign and a water sign kind of like buzzing around you for this month, floating around you, you know. And I feel like, you know, they both want to offer you like similar things for some of you guys who are kind of like out there on the market right now, because they both have clarifying cards. This water sign, this Queen of Cups, has the clarifying card of the Six of Pentacles, which represents equal give and take. It represents balance within a connection, giving and taking within, you know, in a balanced way. And then you have this air sign, Queen of Swords, who also has the Temperance card, which represents balance. So yeah, I think if you guys you know, are open to love this month, there's an air sign and a water sign that could be around you, and they both seem potentially like they're in a good place. They have their head on their shoulder in a good way, and maybe, you know, you kind of have to make a decision between two different people. And I know that a couple of readings ago, Taurus, you had a decision you had to make between two different lovers. I don't know if these are the same exact people, but I am picking that up with the water sign and the air sign, if this spread doesn't just have to do with you personally, right? Because there's so many ways that you can look at it. But yeah, you could have two mature people coming your way. And if you're taking, because this is a general reading, if you're taking a more, let's say, masculine role in it, whether you're female or male, I feel like, you know, you have kind of like a more feminine energies coming your way. Like, let's say if you're a woman and you are just a strong woman, you know, you could be taking on a masculine energy for this month, and then you could have some males coming around you if you're attracted to the opposite sex, who are more, you know, maybe they're a little bit more passive, a little bit, or more feminine. You know, they just have that feminine principle, feminine quality, and they could just be wanting to offer you something, but maybe it may be to the point where you have to be the one that's making the first move, or, you know, something along those lines, because you have queens here. Not saying that those male energies are queens. I'm just saying they could be taking on a more feminine approach of, like, maybe not coming straight out to you and approaching you and saying, hey, I like you. Hey, I want to offer this to you. I want to bring some stability in your world, you know. Maybe they're just doing other things to get your attention, you know, for you ladies out there. And for you men, you know, you have two women, maybe an air sign and water sign, that are out there trying to get your attention. But however it goes for you, that's just what I'm reading, right? It's an air sign and a water sign. And it seems like they want to offer you the same thing, but maybe you have to make a decision. Hopefully you're not making a decision to juggle them both. I mean, I can't tell you not to do that. But, you know, you do have the Three of Cups here. So maybe some of you guys like the attention that you're getting from both of these different, you know, energies that are coming in. Maybe you just like the attention. Maybe before you make the decision, you are kind of like getting to know both of them. I don't know. That's for some of you. Let's keep it moving, though. All right, so if this is not love for you, then I feel like you could also be taking on the Queen of Cups energy when it comes down to the way you're kind of like giving and receiving with your energy. You know, and the Queen of Cups is really great about being a nurturer, but she doesn't nurture in a way to where she can get used by other people. She has learned that lesson, right? So I think that the people that you are choosing to be around and to give your energy to are the people that are going to be giving your energy back to you, right? Reciprocation is what it is. And the people that you're choosing to cut out of your life are the people who don't reciprocate to you. And those are the people that you're going to be separating from and resting from, because maybe they drained the hell out of you previously to this point in your life, right? And you need to recover. But the people that are going to be kind of like giving healing energy to you are, you know, those are going to be the ones that are giving to you the same way that you can give to them. And I think moving forward in your life, Taurus, you want to attract those symbiotic relationships and not those codependent relationships. You want to take a break, a permanent break from codependent people. You actually want to cut those people out of your life because they're messing up your balance, your inner balance. And the people that you want to attract into your world moving forward are people that are practicing that 50-50 give and take. They understand it. When they see you giving something to them, they want to give you something back. They feel obligated because they want to practice symbiotic relationships. Those are healthy people. Those are people that are vibrating on a higher frequency, right? And not a lower frequency. And I think, coming into this month, even more than ever, you are seeing the differences between people. And for the people that are not wanting to offer you balance and symbiotic relationships, you are giving them the sword. You're putting on the Queen of Swords energy, cold, detached, direct, don't play with me energy. And for the people that are coming around that want to offer you, equal give and take in a relationship, whether that's friendship or romantically, you're open, you're nurturing, you're showing them your soft side. So you have a couple of different faces that you're wearing this month, but not in a divisive type of way. It's just like you're mirroring people. Like the way that people treat you, that's the way you're going to treat them. And if they treat you like shit, you are cutting them out of your life. But if they treat you like you're gold, then you're going to treat them like they're gold. Yes. And somehow altogether this connects with your wealth, because before we can attract wealth into our life, we have to have wealthy lives. We have to have a healthy type of vibe and energy around ourselves. And a lot of times people are the people that keep us away from our wealth and our health and our great feelings, right? Because, what's that saying that I've been hearing for a while, in the last couple of years. It's kind of like, yeah, you are the sum total of the 5 or 7 people that you surround yourself with in your life. You are the sum total of those people. So who you hang around and who you swap energy with, they affect your life greatly. If you're around people who are low vibrational, broke, don't have any new ideas, they're not working towards anything, they're not, inspiring you, then how can you ever get to the point where you're the King of Pentacles? If, you're just picking up energy from a lot of people who are not trying to be kings or queens, right? So you're learning that, and it's kind of like you're taking that energy on and you're learning how to cut out those people and bring in the right people. And that is affecting your finances. It's affecting the clarity that you have when it comes down to building your material world. Right? If you guys get me, let's keep it moving into your future energy. We're 28 minutes in. So we have the Wheel of Fortune. We have the 7 of Wands, we have the Hangman, and then we have the Ace of Pentacles. So in your future energy, Wheel of Fortune, a shift is coming when it comes down to your fortune. The table is turning, the cycle is ending, and I've been seeing this card for you guys for a while, ever since I have started readings. I've been seeing the Wheel of Fortune for Taurus, right? So it's still happening. Big major cycles don't just end overnight, right? They like that wheel is turning and moving, but it doesn't just shift like, a whole different position in a day. Like a 10-year cycle doesn't just end in 1 month, right? Like a 10-year cycle may take a whole year to wrap up. And that's just how it works when it comes down to karmic cycles and time and seasons in general, right? So you do have a new season that's among you. You do have a new cycle that's here for you. And that's why I was saying some of you guys feel it energetically. You just don't see it physically yet. But you feel it energetically because it's here. It just takes time for things that happen in the spiritual realm, right, to reflect in the physical realm. So the changes here, you already are taking on the energy of the King of Pentacles because that's where you're going. But physically, you could still be just seeing this, the Ten of Wands, right? Like, blah, nothing is working out, nothing looks good, everything looks bad, or everything looks the same as it was before. I'm still stuck in this cycle. But you're not stuck, you know. It's moving and it has moved. It has shifted. It's just taking time to come into the physical, right? So Wheel of Fortune having to do with the King of Cups, you know, so that's telling me that it's a shift that has occurred with your inner world also, your emotional world, your emotional stability, mastery of your emotional world, right? So you guys could be coming in a place where you're kind of learning how to master your emotions a little bit more, learning how to keep your head above water and not being drowned by how you feel during, you know, this day, not allowing your day to be dictated by your emotions or your movements to be dictated by your emotions. So that shift is occurring also. And once again, the people that affect your emotions, right? That shift is happening this month and going into the, you know, your future energies. That's the shift that's happening within you, right? With that Wheel of Fortune and King of Cups being the clarifier. Right below that, we have the Seven of Wands. So some of you guys could be defensive, you know, going into the end of February a little bit. And to me, this kind of feels like you're just defensive about this new cycle that you know is coming your way. You're willing to fight for it. You know, you're willing to make sure that the old cycle wraps up and you don't let any of that old residue, old energy stick to you when it comes down to this new cycle, because you have the Sun card here that's clarifying the Seven of Wands. And the Sun card, we all know, represents great energy, new perspective, growth in your life, right? Transparency, freedom, right? You tapping into your inner child. It represents all these things. And I think you want that, and you know it's coming your way, and it's kind of like you're just making sure none of the BS creeps in with your new cycle, you know. And that's probably why you're choosing to not surround yourself with some of the older people that were just kind of like more of a toxic makeup, more of a lower vibe and energy. They haven't awakened to what you have awakened to. They haven't done their karmic work, and you're choosing to leave them where they are and not allow them to come into your new cycle of abundance. So you're on defense a little bit going into the end of February, coming into March. You're just making sure that you have everything, you know, right for this new cycle that you know is here. And then you have the Hangman. So I think it could be something that's going to come up that towards the end of the month that makes you kind of feel stuck a little bit in your head. Swords here, the Eight of Swords is kind of like being mentally stuck, feeling like you're in a mental prison because you can't figure something out, right? But that's going to cause you to go into the Hangman position, where you just have to kind of like hang upside down to get a new perspective on some type of problem that makes you feels like you're stuck. And this could be why this problem comes into your life, because you're needing to take a hangman type of approach. You're needing to look at things from a new perspective. And so you may have a small problem that arises towards the end of the month. I don't see anything big here because it's an 8, but something that just makes you have to go into a hangman position where you kind of like go internal. You take a look at, you know, things from a different point of view. You have to solve something and figure something out, but it can't be figured out on the level that it was created. So you have to transcend it, because the hangman becomes enlightened. And he transcends whatever problem he was trying to figure out, because he hangs upside down and looks at everything totally different. And the problem is no longer a problem. So some problems are not needed to be solved. Some problems are needed to be transcended. And some problems push you into transcendence, right? And what I mean by that is like everything can't be just like solved like a math problem, like 1 + 1, well, that equals 2. Everything is not that simple a lot of times. And some problems come along to make us transcend the problem so that the problem just no longer exists because we no longer give it attention. And that's when we transcend it, right? So it's something along those lines that's happening for you guys. Maybe towards the end of February, coming into March, where it's kind of like the only way for you to solve it is to just look at it upside down, look at it from a different point of view. And then you're like, oh, well, that's nothing. Because it doesn't make sense upside down. So if it doesn't make sense, then it doesn't exist, right? Like, it's not a problem. And it's something that you're going to figure out that way. You know, and I have a feeling that the problem only just came to make you go into the hangman position, because the hangman position gives you enlightenment about your life and about where you are in life. Right? So I guess be looking out for that. Some type of enlightenment coming out, and it's going to be kind of like a blessing in disguise. You know, it looks like it's something wrong, but it makes you kind of become enlightened about this thing that comes along. And then you have the Ace of Pentacles, and what you could be having out of, you know, solving that problem or transcending that problem is a new beginning. Ace of Pentacles, brand new beginning financially. And this is what I've been talking about your whole reading, right? And then you have it clarified by the Five of Cups. You know, and for some reason in this deck, I always stumble on this Five of Cups card because it makes me forget the meaning of the card that's in the Rider-Waite deck, right? And so then it takes on a new meaning to me. And for you guys, I feel like, you know, this card to me, it always feels like kind of like an awakening around false mask, because this picture stands out to me that way. And maybe that's what's happening when you get into this hangman position, when you get into this place where you feel like you're stuck in your head, you're in a mental prison. You know, it makes you kind of like shed off maybe like a false layer, you know, a layer of your ego. It makes you kind of like transcend a layer of your ego to get out of this mental prison. And that gives you a new beginning. Ace of Pentacles coming in. Once you kind of like shed off this last layer of ego. Because the hangman is all about that. You know, very similar to the Hermit card. Talking about shedding the ego. You know, because we kind of like, we never get rid of the ego, but we evolve our ego. You know, and the ego is the thing that usually creates our persona. And the persona is the false mask. Right? So maybe you're being called to another level of realness, maybe with yourself, or the way that you present yourself to people. You know, and you kind of want to take off, you know, the mask that you wear, you know, to people. Right? You'll know specifically what that means for you, however you take it. But that has a lot to do with your finances. And this is what I've been kind of talking about this whole reading, is how certain people that are around you, you know, and the way you deal with them, maybe the face that you put on with them, just to kind of like entertain them and just to be cordial. You're choosing to be like, well, I'm not doing that anymore. I'm not being that person with you anymore. I'm not acting like you just to make you feel comfortable. Like, I'm going to act like me. And if that means that I seem like an asshole or a bitch, then maybe that's just who I am to you. Because you're getting in the way of my financial stability and financial success. And for some reason, Taurus, you really care about that. Like we all do. So you're saying that, you know, maybe the people that are around and the mask that you put on around these certain people is affecting your new beginning in finances. I feel that for you this month, you're getting like a lesson in, how your surroundings and environment affects, you know, what you have in your life, what you attract financially and materially. All right, so I'm going to wrap it up there for you guys, Taurus. Hopefully this was a great reading. I did 40 minutes for you guys. So I think that's enough, right? All right. Hopefully maybe I could be doing a check-in for all of the signs towards the end of the month, just because I was so late with my readings this month. Thanks for your patience once again. I do have personal readings open for everyone if you want to get, direct experience with me or maybe a little bit more clarity. Also, go follow me on IG. My IG is up, and I need all of my Tauruses to follow me. Chris Anthony 14LBS. Chris Anthony 14 pounds. It'll also be in my description. So check me out there. And I'll see you guys next time.